Come from the land down under, where the sun is hot and bright, beaches cool and waves of thunder, morning turns to golden night. So much there is to see, my friend, from the city to the shore. Grab a stool, we'll find an end to keep us wanting more. Down under's calling, can't you hear? Echoes in the breeze, feel the magic everywhere, in the rustling of the trees. Mountains rise and rivers flow, adventures wait around, meet the world on a winding road in every little town. Oh, the land, it seems to me, with a tune as wild as sea, hands up high and voices free. Down under's where I'll be, down under's calling, can't you hear?
Humpday, how are we going, folks? Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. Great to see you all. We're having some exciting times happening right now. Having a look at the weather today, we are currently sitting on 19 degrees with a bit of rain. We did have 25 degrees today, so that was really, really nice. Here we are, hump day morning for some of you across the pond. For those on our side of the pond, it's 2000 hours, 8 o'clock in the evening, and we've had an amazing day. All right, let's talk about exciting stuff. Well, folks, let me say first up, another day, another 50 cents. Where are we today? I'll give you a bit of a heads up on that shortly. But, okay, so we're here. We're doing another session of Where Are We? Today's been an interesting day. Started out with doing a first aid course, then moved on to doing some paperwork marking, and finally got into setting up for I had to go to the doctors. I don't know about some of you folks, but I've suddenly got a new set of very expensive friends, social friends. This particular friend today cost me over $400. Yes, I went to a doctor, and this doctor actually treated my dad before he died. And having said that, well, I've got a diagnosis, but it's one that I'm not agreeing with in the short term, because I'm going to turn it around. And that's one of the reasons why I went on the carnivore diet. So for those that don't know, I am currently on the carnivore diet, and I'm busy feeding my face full of meat and protein. Yay. I shocked him. I shocked the doctor because he did some tests. One of the tests was pee in the bottle, which I did. They did the test, and he goes, "Oh, wait a minute, there's something wrong with this." And I go, "What's that?" And he says, There's no protein in your urine. So that was a bit of a shock to the system for him. Having said that, everything seems to be heading in the right direction. I'm losing weight. I've lost 5 kilos in the last 4 weeks, which is exciting. In the last 3 weeks, it's been 3 kilos roughly. So we're headed in the right direction in terms of weight loss. But also, I don't know, you guys can see it's a bit thinner down here. The protrusion, well, I can tell you now, my 30-something-year-old niece who's pregnant with her second baby will be overtaking me in the stomach realms, which is, I think that's a good thing. For anybody else, don't know, but for me, it's a good thing. Anyway, that's what's progressing with us. So we're headed in the right direction. Things are looking up, and you never know, I might be able to drop some of my heart medication, as well as because I got high blood pressure, so I might be able to drop some of my blood pressure medication. And you never know, I might be able to not need to go on to the diabetes stuff. So that's really exciting news. So it does help to get yourself in a position where you're losing weight. All right, let's talk cruising. Right now, apparently, the government bodies, those powers that be in terms of the industrial side of things, have gone on board Carnival cruise ships. One ship they went into was the one in Brizzy, Carnival Encounter. They went on board the Carnival Encounter to do some inspections. Apparently, somebody had created a bit of a stink in terms of work circumstances or work conditions that were going on the ship. Turns out they didn't actually find anything of any relevance. As a result, they have come off that ship, and the government bodies have come off that ship, and so the ship goes on. Life goes on. So really interesting. I mean, talk right now is that Carnival have raised their gratuities in the US. Gratuities raised down under, different story. We're not into that vein. We may have the gratuities added to our fees, our cruising fees, but at the end of the day, they don't show as a separate item. So there you go. That's the deal for anything going on down under right now. All right, let's have a look. I'm going to have a quick squizzy and see. By the way, guys, take a guess. Where are we today? Have a look. If you know, great. Melbourne ports I'm not even going to look at because we don't have a ship coming in until October anyway. So there we go. Let's look at Sydney, and we'll look at Sydney and Brisbane, maybe Adelaide as well. Port Authority, Harbour Cruise Schedule. Let's have a look at that. Harbour Cruise Schedule. Okay, well, we'll have a look. I'll give you a heads up on that shortly. Let me just get Brisbane up. All the exciting things. So we'll see how we go with that. Brisbane has a lot more going on right now, which is great to see. Yeah. Let's have a look at, we'll have a look at Fremantle and and then Adelaide as well. Cruise schedule. So we'll see that. Fremantle cruise schedule. Oh, stop it, Google. There we go. There we go. That's coming up. And the last one we'll get up is Adelaide. I know that if I go down this path, Jonesy will actually come up and tell me what's going on in Burnie, so that'll be great. But first things first, cruise. Now, if you are a visitor to Adelaide for any reason, go and check out Adelaide's balls. Adelaide does have a couple of balls. Let me tell you. Yeah, let me tell you. It's no, that's not right. Cruise terminal. There you go. So there we go. Adelaide does have some balls, so we'll check that out. Flinders Port Holding. Okay, there we go. And what does it tell me? It's got some pictures there, but do we have... No, I don't want the port. I want to know what the schedule is. Facilities, cruise passengers. Yeah, no, don't give me an essay. Just give me the cruise. Okay, back down. Back down, let me have a look and see. Cruise, not terminal, but schedules. Oh, there we go. Cruise ship schedules. All right. Ooh, there's some good stuff going on. All right, so let's have a look right now. In Sydney. Yep. In Sydney, we've currently got Celebrity Edge. Celebrity Edge comes in at, that was today, came in at 6 o'clock and left at 4:30 at the passenger terminal. We had the Carnival Splendor coming in tomorrow at 6:30 out of the overseas passenger terminal, and that will be leaving at 3:30. We'll also have the tomorrow at 9:30 the Vasco da Gama at White Bay. That's V-Ship's Leisure Sam. Okay, Vasco da Gama, that's coming in. Anthem of the Seas on Friday, coming in at 6 a.m. and leaving at 5. Then we've got Discovery Princess on Saturday at the overseas passenger terminal. And then the Noordam coming in on Sunday at White Bay, which means the Anthem of the Seas is coming in as well. And that will be at the overseas passenger terminal. So that's Sunday. That's taking us all shipping from today through to Sunday. In Brisbane, what we look at is, let me just get there. Tomorrow coming into Brisbane is the Voyager of the Seas. And that's that's staying in tomorrow, leaving tomorrow. Then the Celebrity Edge comes in on Friday. On Saturday, they've got the Carnival Luminosa. And then on Sunday, they've got the Voyager of the Seas. Crown Princess on Monday. Having a look at... Go away. Having a look at Fremantle. Fremantle tells me that they've got a ship coming in on the... Do they? I don't know. I have to... Okay. Silver Seas. Silver Seas is coming in. So the Arcadia is coming in on Saturday the 14th. And then Silver Moon the same day. So there we go. That's that. But they're still showing P&O. That's interesting. That's very interesting. All right. In Adelaide right now, we're looking at the next ship to come on in. 26 February. The next ship to come into... Okay, so they had the Azamara Pursuit on yesterday. Today they had the Arcadia. P&O UK, that's why. The Arcadia came in. And the next ship after that is... Oh, no. Arcadia's coming in on February the 18th. Then on February the 26th, the Zandam, which is HollandAmerica. And then into March is the next one. So Adelaide is very sporadic as to who comes in and who goes out. Other than that, folks, not much in the way of shipping. All right, where are we? Come on, tell me. If you know, tell me. Okay, you're just going to copy comments and I don't want that there. Anyway, all right, so I know that we've got a couple of people floating around in the chats. You can at least say g'day. But if you're hanging out for the rest of the world, well then hang out. Let's wait. You will notice that I have not put us out on Helping Hands for Cruising. I've left HH4C out because I figure that enough people see me, whether it's on the Down Under cruises or whatever. So HH4C has their opportunity with me on Tuesdays. I want somebody else in the board to do something with HH4C when I'm not on. So there we go. So right now we're just broadcasting right out here on the Down Under Cruises. And let's hope that you guys are enjoying the show. I know for some of you it's really early. What is it? Across the pond in Miami, you're looking at 4:15 in the morning. Sorry, it's 8 p.m. here. So suck it up, princesses. Either snooze and watch the replay or come on in and watch us live. Your choice. All right. So the question I got for you: where are we? Based on the photo the thumbnail that I've got at the back, I'll give you a hint. It's in Australia. Anyway, so we got some exciting cruising going on. Helping Hands for Cruising is now focusing on the ABC's cruise right now. That's coming up in April. We have Gabby, who's our recipient on board that cruise. And then the next one that we're looking at with a major HH4C force is the Heroes cruise coming up in 2028 is the ship is the cruise we're looking forward to. There is going to be a cruise down under. It is the New Year's Eve cruise that we're doing at the end of this year, and that's headed down to the Great Barrier Reef, which is awesome because there's a couple of places there I've never been to, one of them being Airlie Beach and the other one being Cairns and also Willis Island. I've never been on at those places, so this will be really exciting. Good news, we will be having a couple of Americans join us. I know that we've got Rafael Visa from Visa's Travel joining us on board that cruise. I'm hoping we've got also Mr. Eric B from Travels with Eric B. You guys got to watch that because whenever you watch either of those two shows, you walk away with knowing something a little bit more. Like, for example, Visa's Travel. Life is short. Travel more. Eric B's Traveling with Eric B. What does he say? He always ends it up with it escapes me now. I'm having a senior moment. But at the end of the day, they are fun people to be with. Raphael tries so hard to teach people how to use a PC. It's not funny. But more importantly, Ruffy is great sense of humor. Visa's Travel, watch it. So much to learn about Route 66 and all the other bits and pieces that he does and all the travel that he does. You got to watch it. Eric B is just an amazing man. He's a guy that lives in Texas, I believe. And funnily enough, both of them, I believe, both Ruffy Ruffy has a day job working in the computer industry. But I do know that Ruffy and Eric both also do Uber for a living as well. So Ruffy works to pay his bills, get his kids through school, and then does Uber to pay for his cruises. And Eric does, as far as I'm aware, just does Uber, and that pays for his cruises as well. So there you go. Now, let's talk about the Heroes cruise. We are looking for people who have a first responder or military background. So in other words, if you're a vet, a Gold Star family, you're a disabled vet, or you're a first responder, you've had some experience with, say, doing things during 9/11 and you haven't come out really well. And in all cases, you've never cruised, or you're just an average Joe Blow who's had the University of Hard Knocks, or are disabled or the carer of somebody disabled, please, folks, make sure that you can get somebody, some friend or something, to actually put forward a video with your nominations to Helping Hands. And the reason why I say that is we don't want family members putting people forward. Reason being, family member could be a cruiser, and then you say, "Oh, I know so and so in my family. He's a whatchamacallit, and he needs a cruise, and then I get a free cruise." It's not the way it works. The way it works is you nominate somebody, it goes through the rigorous testing at HH4C through the board, and we then go yes or no, come on board, come join us or don't, whichever. Now, we have had a couple of people who have come on board and have been offered the opportunity and gone, yeah, no, thanks. Well, that's your prerogative. At the end of the day, we want you to join us. We want you to get the experience of what we've had the experience with, which is just an amazing, fun time, a good opportunity to meet up with people, put on at least 350,000 kilos, just relax, have some fun, see the world, and enjoy the ship. I don't have any better vacations than cruising, to be honest, because if you go ahead and you jump on an aircraft and it takes you over to wherever you're going, I don't know, London, Paris, New York, pop music. Anyway, if you go to any of these places, you're basically packing up clothes, going into your hotel, spending a bit of time, repacking, going to the next destination, unpacking, having some fun, repacking, going to the next destination. And you're going to do that for 3, 5, 7, 10 days, 14 at the most, right? Why not just get on a cruise ship? You unpack once. The cruise ship takes you wherever you need to go. And then once you've done that, you just have some fun. Enjoy. G'day, Jonesy. Welcome aboard, buddy. Nice to have you here. Good to see your lovely face. So cruising is really, from my point of view, cruising is the way to go. We want to get as many people on board cruise ships as possible. We're trying to get 10,000 of them. Not all at the same time. We don't believe there's a cruise ship big enough to hold 10,000 people at once. But if we can get, as in at the Heroes cruise, when that comes up, we're looking at getting 10 recipients on board. If we can put 10 people on board that cruise ship, can you imagine the lives that we would change? I mean, just think about this. On the last cruise that we went on, we had Dan the man, Guru Dan. He came on board the cruise and basically he told us what he wanted to do with his time. So what he wanted to do was he wanted to go snorkeling, he wanted to go and swim in the ocean, just have some quiet time to himself. And primarily that's what he did at every port except for one, because he couldn't get out to the ocean. It meant a cab ride or it meant whatever. At the end of the day, he had a good time. He enjoyed himself on the cruise, was a little bit peeved with this one location, but he had the opportunity, the time of his life. And if you would have watched the interview last Saturday, and really I need to break that down into shorts and do those shorts a bit more, but if you want to have a look at the video we did, both Ilan and I interviewed him, man, he's ready to jump on the next one. He wants to join us for the Heroes cruise. The Heroes cruise is amazing. It's going to be amazing. We're going to try and turn the ship into a military camp. For some that, oh God, do I have to do basic stand up in the morning and salute? No. The purpose of the Heroes cruise is to honor those who have served, to honor those who have given up the ultimate sacrifice, that is their loved ones, as in Gold Star families, to honor those who have done the service and have gotten injured, to honor those who went and did some normal life saving out in the street, as in the paramedic or the firefighters, or because you know what, anybody who puts himself in danger to protect you or I is a hero. At the end of the day, they're a hero. So let's give them some recognition. And that's exactly what that cruise is going to do. It's going to give them some recognition. Now, we're not exactly sure exactly where we're going, but we kind of got an idea that we want to go to the southeastern Caribbean. But this time we want to leave out of Port Canaveral. We've done a couple of cruises and we've cruised out of Miami. Now we want to see another place in the US, right? So we're going to try and get out of Canaveral and then jump on the ship. Now, the cruise line we've chosen right now is the NCL cruise line, but we are just waiting for them to release their itinerary so we can get on board the ships. So if you are military or you are a first responder, as in firefighter or paramedic, whatever, and you are the other side of the world, please put together a 2 to 4 minute video and nominate somebody. Now, g'day Denise, how you going? Denise, I need to ask you to do me one very serious favor. I'm not going to mention the name in case they come on board and watch the show. But what I'm going to ask you to do is, you did nominate somebody with a video. You were going to improve on that video. We need that information and we need it really quickly because things are starting to get into place for the 2026 cruise. You know what I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about. I don't want to say it out loud for obvious reasons. Please. By the way, how's your bro doing? Thank you. By the way, how's your bro doing? How's he responding to chemo? Is he going in the right direction or whatever? Jonesy, I work with down power lines in storms. Am I a hero? Sorry, just have it. Jonesy, let me say this, mate. If you can get us to 1,000, you'll be my permanent hero. If we can get monetized on this channel, you'll be my permanent hero. There you go. Jonesy's saying g'day to Denise. Denise is saying also, who's going to be on the ABCs with Gabby? Right now it's you and it's Bruce, and we're trying to find somebody else to take Jen's place. I know you want a bit of a break, and that's what we're trying to do. But Gabby's not going to be on the ship by herself. She's going to be there with Mum and Dad. So they are going to assist in that way as well. So don't stress. Denise is saying g'day to Jonesy. Okay. Bro couldn't take chemo on Monday. Blood counts with... Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope that he certainly goes in the right direction and gets way better. Now, Denise, for your info, I found out today that I've actually been suffering from type 2 diabetes for the last 3 years. Because I went to a diabetes specialist today, part of my new social circle. Cost me a freaking fortune. But anyway, so good news is it's thrown a lot of things out in the woodworks, and that was when they looked at my previous blood work. My sugar levels were actually quite high. Then 3 weeks ago, I had another blood test, and it was still relatively high. But then they took, because I've been doing pinpricks, getting my own sugar levels, and my sugar levels have dropped. Reason they dropped, I started doing carnivore diet. So, and then also, in the past, I've had some protein in the urine. Today they did a test, no protein in the urine. I've been on carnivore for 3 weeks. I have lost, and this is the kicker, I've lost about 3 kilos. Started off with when I actually started out in the beginning, I was 100 kilos. I'm now down to, and I was fully clothed today without my work boots on because they've got steel toe caps. I stood on their scale. I was down to 94.5. So I'm actually quite proud of my efforts and where I'm headed. And he's actually quite surprised. So that's good. Denise is saying he was bummed. CT scans look much better. Well, let's hope that everything goes in the right direction. Denise, what? Yeah, I know you. It was a big surprise. And then she's gone, yeah, I was diagnosed about a year ago. Yep. So she wears a CBG monitor. Love it. No finger pricks. Yep. I'm getting one of those shortly because what they want to do over a 2-week period is just give it a go and see how it goes. Denise is saying that's great. Whoa, that's great. Yeah, I'm really pleased with what I've done. And I know I'm just going to keep going in the right direction. I'm about 5'5", 5'7". It's 167 centimeters. That's what they say. So about 5'5", 5'7". I should be way lower than that. Denise says she's gained weight. Yeah, I know why. Part of it is stress, I reckon. Part of it is for me. My biggest thing is I don't actually eat any sugars. As in, I won't eat candy. I won't eat cakes. I will have the odd drink once a week, once a month, but it's not something I do every day of the week. It and what I do is I make sure that I'm just on strict carnivore. I will have the odd broccoli here or there, just so that we can get a couple of things flushing. But other than that, I don't touch any of the veggies. Or I used to have a banana a day. I don't do that anymore. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes and whether I'm headed in the right direction. But right now, my sugars are quite stable. We use another system. We use the Canadian system. I don't know if you're familiar with that. The original sugar levels I had was up around between 12 and 14. They are now down to between 6.5. I'm told my average is 8.2 is the average. So that was a bit of an eye-opener today. We're trying to get me to control it with diet rather than medication. That'd be awesome. If I can do that, yay. Woo! Get off the sugars and get off the meds. And apparently the possibility is that because I did a blood test a blood pressure test the other day. I test my blood pressure every day, and I'm sitting on roughly around about 145 over 75, with my heart rate somewhere around the 50s. I did a blood pressure test, a blood pressure monitor the other day. My blood pressure was 103 over 75. So I think that had something to do with it too. Anyway, the doctor said to me today that he thinks in time I'll be able to actually drop my some of my blood pressure medication. So we'll see how that goes. We shall see. Only time will tell. But I was actually, it was a mixed emotions day. I was actually a bit pissed that I was diagnosed with diabetes, which I'm hoping to get rid of. But at the same time, everything's looking like I'm going to be reducing some of my blood pressure medication. So that's going to be good. How does that help me with cruising? Well, it helps me a lot because if I lose a shipload of weight, I can then go and eat a shipload of meat. I might do most of that at the buffet rather than at the dining room, unless I go to the dining room and say, just give me the biggest steak you got. That's it. Meat. Protein. Might have some yogurt. That's okay. Animal product. That's perfect. All right. So, by the way, if you're in the channel, in the chat, go ahead, hashtag DUC. That'll bring up your link. So, Jonesy, where are we, mate? Do you know? Where are we? What's the picture? Where are we? We'd like to thank everybody who's donated to HH4C, because every dollar you donate, that goes into getting somebody else on board a cruise ship. There we go. So where are we? What place? Okay, I'll give you a heads up or give you some info on it. Let me just get to the info. We've gone halfway down the hour, so let me give you a heads up. All right, so the place that we're showing here in the background happens to be it happens to be in the Great Ocean Road region, located 263 kilometres southwest of Melbourne. It's approximately a 3-hour drive via Geelong on the Princess Highway or Hamilton Highway. If you choose to come along the Great Ocean Road, allow approximately 5.5 hours driving. Great Ocean Road is a gorgeous spot to go to. Some of the scenery there is just amazing. Where are we? I'll give you a little bit more of a heads up. The population is around 35,406 people, and that's as of the Australian Bureau of Statistics, the Australian Bureau of Statistics of 2021. That was the figure then. So where are we, folks? The largest city in the Great Ocean Road region. Now, Jonesy, you should know. With that, you should be able to tell. I'll leave it at that for the minute, and then we'll talk more about it a little later on. Okay, so as I was saying before, the carnival discussions. Well, yes, we did get some inspections on the Carnival Encounter. That was done by one of the departments. I think it was Department of Industry, or one of those. Because they had somebody, I think a grumbling employee, a disgruntled, that's the word I was looking for, disgruntled employee. That disgruntled employee went and complained to government bodies to say that they weren't being paid correctly or efficiently, or whatever the case might be. Having said that, the Carnival was actually found to be above board. So nothing untoward. Carnival does have 3 ships sailing year-round down under. It's taken over from P&O Australia, that is. We do have ships coming in from around the world. Now, Australia does not actually have any Australian registered ships. All our ships are overseas registered. So staff and their treatment and their payment is basically up to the cruise lines. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. And you never know. Some disgruntled employee might be right. On the other hand, why they're disgruntled, don't know. Anyway, I need a sip of my coffee. All right, folks. Don't have much more to go on with today. I mean, we're having some wet weather right now. The temperature right now is down to 18 degrees. Feels like 18, and it is wet. That's what happens when you've got precipitation. You get wet. So with that in mind, folks, let me see. Friday night for those across the pond, Saturday Arvo for those outside of the pond. It's going to be a great day. We'll enjoy ourselves. We'll have some fun, see how we go, see what changes we can make, and how we can make you laugh, and if anything at all. So, with that in mind, folks, I'm actually going to say have a good night for those outside of the pond. Have a great day for those the other side of the pond. We will catch up with you later. You stay safe and enjoy your mates. Say good day to your mum for me.
Come from the land down under, where the sun is hot and bright. Beaches cool and waves of thunder, morning turns to golden night. So much there is to see, my friend, from the city to the shore. Grab a stool, we'll find an end to keep us wanting more. Down under's calling, can't you hear? Echoes in the breeze, feel the magic everywhere in the rustling of the trees. Mountains rise and rivers flow, adventures wait around. Meet the world on a winding road in every little town. Oh, the land, it seems to me, with a tune as wild as sea.